Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're at the range. We're going to be shooting my 204 Ruger. It's a rifle I've not really showcased much on the channel. Bought it for varmint hunting, of course. Some factory ammo I want to shoot today. This is Sierra Prairie Enemy 36 grain Blitz Kings. Hornady Super Performance Varmint 24 grain NTX bullet. Another Hornady Super Performance. This is 32 grain VMAX. We've got some Nosler ammo, which is 32 grain Varmageddon. So looking forward to trying out these and see how they shoot. Here's the rifle. It's a CZ527, what they call the Micro Mauser. Pretty nice rifle. Has a Crossfire 4-16 by 44 scope on it. Let's see what she can do. Got the chronograph set up and a target at 100 yards. I'm letting the barrel cool off. I'm down here in the shade. It's a little over 80 degrees today. I love the 204 Ruger. I haven't really shot it much in the last couple of years. I'm rectifying that today. One downside of it is it's such a small barrel with a lot of powder, and it gets hot real quick. So after I shoot a 4-shot group, it's hot. I gotta let it sit around for a bit. And I've shot 2 4-shot groups. I've got 2 more left to go. So I'm just gonna really let it cool off here. But overall, I'm a big fan of the cartridge. The recoil is just nothing. I mean, it makes the 22-250 feel like it has a lot of recoil. Such a cool cartridge. Parent case is the 222 Remington Magnum. Neck down to 204. Pretty cool. All right, so the velocity on that first group was okay. I mean, for any other cartridge, it would be insane velocity, but I felt like it was okay. But then that second group, wow, tremendous velocity. Now, that's what the box said. You know, you should get around 42, 42.50, so about where it should be. It does have a 22-inch barrel, but man, it's a speed demon. Let's look at the first 2 groups. Now, I actually came down here after the first group. Didn't film it, but it's up there. And no, I wasn't aiming there. I was aiming right there. And it was like, you know, 6 inches high, 3 inches to the left. Now, I know it's been a while since I shot it, and I know it's a different bullet, so you would expect the point of impact to be different, but not that different. I mean, it was fully sighted in. So I moved it over here and shot the second group. So that is the Sierra Prairie Hunters. Put 4 in there, pretty close. I'd say that's a minute of angle, maybe slightly over, but pretty close. And then shot those Speed Demons, those 24 NTXs. Once again, around minute of angle, maybe slightly over. So, pretty dang accurate gun. And one thing I didn't talk about is this particular rifle has a set trigger. So if you just pull the trigger, it got a decent amount of creep. You know, and the trigger pull, I'm gonna guess, is 5 pounds or so. But if you push the trigger forward, it's set, and then it's a hair trigger. And that's what I've been doing. The first couple shots on the first group, I forgot about it. It's been so long. And I was just pulling that trigger thinking, oh, it's awful. But then it dawned on me, oh yeah, it's got a set trigger. So the last 2 of the first group and all 4 of the second group, pushed that trigger forward, set it, and it was a hair trigger. take it off safety, ready, push the trigger forward, set, pull trigger, go. Ready, set, go. I like it. So I've adjusted the scope each time, so it should be closer to the actual bullseye I was aiming at. Had an interesting thing happen there. The first two, the velocity was like the same. It was really cool. And then it just dropped dramatically. And then it dropped dramatically again on the fourth one. And of course, after 4 shots with a 204 Ruger, the barrel is hot. So, tells me it was losing velocity as it was getting hot. Interesting. 3 all pretty close together in about 3/4 inch group, and then that one was kind of a flyer. It's an inch away. So the 1.5 inch, maybe 1.25 inch group total, but those 3 were really nice. You know, I don't feel like the conditions are great today. It's really hot. Haven't shot this gun in a couple years, and yet it's still putting decent little groups together. And this is with ammo I've never shot before. So, you know what? I think it's an inherently accurate gun and or an inherently accurate cartridge. But for just getting it out here and breaking it in and just shooting a little bit, I'm pretty happy with that. I got 1 more to go. Let's see how it does. So once again, the velocity dropped as the barrel was heating up, but in a realistic scenario, probably gonna shoot 2 shots at most at a predator. And so I don't foresee myself shooting a 4-shot group out in the field, or even shooting 3 or 4 quickly, unless, I guess, you know, you hit a coyote and it's wounded and it ain't dead and you're wanting to put it away. But I don't really think that 3rd and 4th shot's gonna come up too often. I guess unless there's a pack of coyotes, then that might be different. Guys, I'm telling you, this gun's a shooter. This is with factory ammo, and it's shooting really good, so I'm pretty impressed. I really don't want to hand load for this cartridge. I've decided I'm not going to hand load for it or the 350 Legend. But man, after seeing that with factory ammo, I'm very tempted to think I could get 1/4 inch groups. But then again, on the flip side, if I can get that kind of group with factory ammo, you know, what is the point? But all in all, really good day. Groups are good, and it ended with that, so pretty happy. Give you a little kind of a close-up of this. I believe they stopped making this gun, but it literally is like a micro Mauser. Has the bolt release on that side, just like a Mauser. Has that Mauser claw extractor there. So overall, pretty nice rifle. The walnut stock is nice. The bluing on the barrel is nice. I've been messing around with a lot of scopes here recently, and I'm just going to tell you that that Vortex Crossfire II is a nice scope for the money. I think I paid around $125 for it. I think they still go for that. It's somewhere between $100 and $150. I recently bought a Leupold VX Freedom 3x9x40, and this is a 4x12x44. And I'm just going to do a quick comparison. It's going to make some people mad. That Leupold and this scope have about the same glass clarity. If I had to give an edge, I might give it to this one. But for all intents and purposes, let's just say it's a draw on the glass quality. This is a nitpicky thing, but taking off these turret caps is nice and smooth. Taking off the turret caps of the Leupold Freedom, it's like scratching a chalkboard. It's so awful sounding. Ugh. The turrets themselves on the Leupold VX Freedom are mushy, and I can barely tell when I'm going to the next click. The turrets on this guy are night and day better. I'm not saying these are great turrets or anything, but you could, you know, easily tell when a click was happening. They felt so much better. It's just night and day better on the Crossfire than the Freedom. Now that Freedom did have something besides just the standard duplex. It had a huntplex, which I do like better than the duplex. This has a dead hold BDC reticule, which is hands down better than the Huntplex, in my opinion. It's a real basic hunting reticule, but it has some hash marks underneath, some holdover spots. It's just a better reticule. And if I got the Freedom in, say, a similar 4 to 12, they're probably going to bump up the price another $100. And to get a Boone & Crockett reticule, another $50 to $100 bumped up on the Leupold. Both of these companies have the same warranty. You can't give the edge to either one. They have an outstanding warranty. I mean, you could say Leupold's been around longer, has a better name. More of their stuff is made in America. I don't think that Freedom is, but more of their stuff is made in America compared to Vortex. And I think the quality control, generally speaking, on Leupold products is better. It seems to be the case than Vortex. But I'm just telling you, I've recently been messing around with both, and I would prefer this way over that one. But I'm not trying to bash the Leupold. It fits that 350 Legend nicely. It's a good quality scope, but man, it's just I have to speak the truth, and I would much rather go with the Crossfire II than a VX Freedom. This video is not supposed to be about the Vortex Crossfire, but I'm just gonna say that I've shot a lot of Bushnell, like Dusk and Dawn Bushnells and Banners and cheap ones. The gun Chris has let me borrow, it came with a Nikon Buckmaster scope. I believe that's what it's called. And it was a nice scope, but I'm just telling you, in this price range, the Crossfire 2 is really nice. The Arkin is a really good scope for $350, $400, but if all you can spend is $150 on a scope, and you want a scope with a lifetime warranty, I think I would pick the Crossfire 2. It's a heck of a scope for the money. So those of you I haven't made mad that are still here, appreciate you watching. You have any experience with a 204 Ruger? What about any of the ammo that I shot? Love to hear about it. And if you want to throw your hat in the ring as far as the scope debate, I'd love to hear about that too. It's turned out to be a beautiful day. Hopefully you're having a great day. And until next time, take care.